Mission. The work of Holy Cross, which began in education and parish ministry, quickly expanded to include international missions. Within a few short years of founding the congregation, even though the needs in France continued to be great, Father Moreau sent his priests, brothers, and sisters out into the world. The first group of missionaries left France for Algeria to establish a seminary and to direct schools in 1840. That was followed by the United States, Canada, Poland, Italy, and Bangladesh. Since then, missions have been one of the fundamental dimensions of the apostolic work of Holy Cross. The new province oversees and supports the growth of Holy Cross in 4 missions, covering 3 continents and 6 countries. District of Chile, 1943. The District of Chile began when 3 Holy Cross religious arrived in Santiago, Chile on March 1, 1943, at the Archbishop's invitation to administer St. George's College. Fathers Havey, Send, and Doherty believed they were going to do university work. Little did they know that college, in this context, meant a school of 1st through 12th graders. Today, St. George's College serves 2,650 students. Its history is rich and closely tied with the history of Chile, including the 1970s when the school was taken over by the military government and Holy Cross was ousted. The congregation returned to the school in 1986. Strong faith formation and service have been hallmarks of St. George's. The district's other school is Colegio Nuestra Señora de Andacollo, located in the sector of central Santiago. The congregation took responsibility for the school in the 1970s after its expulsion from St. George's. The students, numbering 1,100, are primarily students from working-class families. Recently, there have been improvements to the physical plant, and through dynamic leadership, the school has reached new heights academically. Within 3 years of arriving, the congregation had begun both its ministry at San Roque, a parish in the sector of Peñalolén in Santiago, as well as its outreach to abandoned children in Santiago and later in Talagante. Today, the district administers 2 parishes in addition to San Roque: Nuestra Señora de Andacollo, in the same area as the school, and Nuestra Señora de la Merced, in Calle Larga, in the Diocese of San Felipe. Then, through Fundamor and Fundación Moreau, the district continues its work with abandoned children. Currently, there are approximately 50 children in residence, ages 4 to 18. There is also a new prevention program ministering to 100 children that has been widely recognized for its excellence. It is the first of its kind in Chile. A key priority of the district is working closely with its lay colleagues and providing formation for them, including a day retreat on Holy Cross spirituality. As Chile has changed, so too has the congregation in its response to the needs of the people, so as to continue to bring light, truth, and hope to the Church and the people of Chile. District of East Africa, 1958. Holy Cross established a presence in East Africa in response to an invitation given through Propaganda Fide by Bishop Oges of the Mbarara Diocese. The first group of Holy Cross priests to arrive was led by longtime missionary Father Vincent J. Macaulay, who later became the first bishop of the Fort Portal Diocese. He was accompanied by Fathers Francis Zagork, Burton Smith, and Robert Hesse. These 4 intrepid missionaries landed on Ugandan soil on November 4, 1958. 3 Holy Cross brothers, John Harrington, Christian Stinnett, and Cyrinus Martin, joined within a year. In the 1960s and 70s, successive generations of Holy Cross religious worked creatively to establish the local church. The political pressures and threats to the missionaries' lives in the difficult 1970s challenged Holy Cross to rethink its mission priorities. The need to root Holy Cross in Africa prevailed, and 3 important decisions were made. First, to begin a presence in Nairobi, Kenya. Second, to start accepting local vocations. Third, to have the Holy Cross brothers and priests in East Africa work together administratively. Today, the mission of the District of East Africa spans 3 countries: Kenya, Uganda, and since the year 2000, Tanzania. In Kenya, the district mission centers on Holy Cross Parish in Dandora, which includes the St. James Nursery and primary schools, the Brother Andre Dispensary, a vocational school, and a variety of youth programs. The Professed Formation Program, also in Nairobi, is temporarily housed on the Consolata property after the government demolished the former seminary. In Jinja, Uganda, the district runs Holy Cross Parish in Bugembe, which includes 3 primary schools. It also runs Holy Cross Lakeview School, which has been recognized nationally for its academic excellence. Jinja is also home to the Candidates Formation House, named after 2 saints, Andrea Kagwa, the Uganda martyr, and Holy Cross's own St. Andre Bessette. Then, in the Diocese of Fort Portal, Holy Cross administers Kaya Rusozi Parish with St. Joseph's Hill School and a vocational school. The novitiate is also located on picturesque Lake Saka in Fort Portal. In Tanzania, the Holy Cross Mission centers on St. Brendan Parish in Kitete, which has a clinic and vocational school. Alongside the missionary priests and brothers, there are several indigenous Holy Cross priests and brothers. There are also more than 70 young men at different levels of formation. Evangelization through the development of parishes and schools has been central to Holy Cross's mission in East Africa. Though the settings of the ministries are diverse, large and small, rural and urban, with different ethnic groups served, certain characteristics remain constant: a special concern for the poor, a commitment to education, and a closeness to the laity that forms and empowers them to be church. District of Peru, 1963. The District of Peru had its beginnings in September 1963, when several Eastern Province priests arrived to assume the pastoral care of the field hands and factory workers in a sugar hacienda on the coast named Cartavio. In 1974, leaving the ministry in Cartavio to a diocesan pastoral team, Holy Cross came together in Chimbote to assume pastoral leadership of 3 parishes. These pioneering religious were joined by others who had lived and worked in Chile and needed to find safe haven in another country to continue their ministry on behalf of the gospel. Some began an important pastoral presence in Lima, while others accepted an invitation to accompany the indigenous Aymaran community in Puno. In the fall of 1976, Lord of Hope Parish was begun in Canto Grande in Lima. It has become the hub of Holy Cross in Peru. Incorporating more than 200,000 people in diverse levels of urban poverty, this large parish is divided into 19 churches and chapels, with local pastoral responsibility assumed by numerous lay men and women who are formed and trained by Holy Cross. To help meet the diverse needs of the parishioners, the district runs a Fei Alegria school within the parish boundaries, serving roughly 1,800 students in both morning and afternoon sessions, with pre-kindergarten, special education, and technical job training available to all. In responding to the various special health needs, the district began over 30 years ago its Yankana Wasi project for attending to children and their families who live with physical and mental challenges, including Down syndrome and other challenging and difficult medical conditions. More recently, the district has established a multi-service health clinic within the parish center to combine professional treatment with personal attention. Supported by Holy Cross Family Ministries, the district has also built a multi-purpose cultural center to host meetings, groups, workshops, and special celebrations. Within this Peyton Center, the district is developing a service-oriented, investigative team that looks critically at family life among the urban poor. The district shares its journey of challenge and blessing with both older missionaries and younger Peruvians. The present concentration in Lord of Hope Parish, with all of its history, institutions, and lay collaboration, gives great reason for hope for the people among whom Holy Cross lives and serves. Mission in Mexico, 1972. The story of the newest mission of the province, Mexico, begins with Father Frederick Schmidt, who after 37 years of ministry in Texas, came to the rural village of Ahuacatlan, San Luis Potosí in 1972. 15 years later, in 1987, Father Jack Keefe was asked by the southern province to be pastor of a large urban parish in the Archdiocese of Monterrey. Under his leadership, the parish of Santo Tomás Moro flourished and in 1996 was divided by the Archdiocese. Holy Cross assumed the poorer half, which became La Luz Parish, and Father Peter Logsdon was named pastor. Today, La Luz continues to be the center of Holy Cross in Mexico, even as the Holy Cross mission expanded in 2010 with the acceptance of a second parish, San Jose, in central Mexico. During the beginning stages of the mission, Father Daniel Panchote arrived from Peru in 1992 and opened a formation program in Monterrey. Today, 3 ordained Mexican priests of the congregation are fruits of his tireless labor. Also, the principal formators, Father Len Collins and now Father Tom Zurcher, have worked hard to continue this good work. The vision of serving the poor through parish work, educational initiatives, and missions continues strongly every day. This vision, rooted in the Holy Cross charism, shines brightly. Mission Center, 1923. Aiding these missions is the Holy Cross Mission Center, which began as the Holy Cross Foreign Mission Society. Established in 1923 in Washington, D.C. by several brothers and priests under the leadership of Father Michael Mathis, its initial purpose was to support the missions in Bengal, now Bangladesh. In 1958, East Africa was added. Then the society was reconstituted under broader auspices as the Holy Cross Mission Center and moved to Moreau Seminary in 1986. Today, the center helps to coordinate mission initiatives with districts, provinces, and the general administration. It actively engages in fundraising in conjunction with the province and its development office for those areas for which the province has jurisdiction and special relationships. It also promotes awareness of the congregation's international mission, provides assistance, hospitality, healthcare, and logistical support to members of the province and religious from throughout the congregation visiting the United States, facilitates scholarships through the University of Notre Dame and the University of Portland for Holy Cross Indigenous Religious, and sponsors collaborative educational and volunteer opportunities, including twinning programs with parishes and schools, as well as the Overseas Lay Missionary, or OLM, program in Chile and Uganda. International borders are not the only borders crossed by Holy Cross to spread the gospel. As our constitutions state, our mission sends us across borders of every sort. Through creative missionary efforts in print and digital media, direct service to the poor, and retreat ministry, the United States province sponsors apostolates that reach across socioeconomic, cultural, linguistic, and other borders, including division within families, to carry the hope of Jesus Christ to people who might not otherwise hear the good news.